January 1st, you join a gym. You go 3 times. Your membership is still charging. You download a language app. You finish 1 lesson. It's still on your phone. You buy a journal. You write 3 entries. It's in a drawer now. You know exactly what you are. You just didn't know there was a Japanese word for it. There is. You're a 3-day monk. Mikka Bouzu, 3-day monk. A person who starts something with great enthusiasm and quits almost immediately. Japan named this over 400 years ago because even in the Edo period, people were joining things and quitting 3 days later. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are part of a tradition that spans centuries. By the end of this video, you might even feel proud of it. The word paints a perfect picture. Mikka means 3 days. Bouzu means monk, a Buddhist monk, shaved head, temple life. In old Japan, some young men would enter a monastery drawn by the idea of spiritual enlightenment. But monastic life was brutal. Waking at 3 in the morning, hours of meditation in freezing cold, simple food, total silence. By day 3, they'd had enough. They'd slip out the temple gate and never come back. 3-day monks. English doesn't have a word for this. You can say quitter, but that's harsh and final. You can say I gave up, but that sounds like failure. Mikka Bouzu is gentler. It's almost affectionate. It doesn't say you're a bad person. It says you're a human person. One who got excited, tried something, and discovered it wasn't for you. In 3 days, as humans have always done. To understand Mikka Bouzu, you need to understand what those monks were quitting. A Zen monastery in winter is no joke. You rise in darkness. You sit motionless for hours while your legs go numb. The only meal is rice and pickled vegetables. You speak to no one. The master watches you for signs of weakness. 3 days of this? Honestly, lasting 3 days is impressive. Most of us wouldn't survive one. In modern Japan, Mikka Bouzu has moved far beyond the temple. It's the word every Japanese person uses on January 4th, when the New Year's resolutions are already broken. I'll wake up early this year, Mikka Bouzu. I'll keep a diary, Mikka Bouzu. I'll stop eating sweets. 3 days of willpower, then a convenience store chocolate bar on day 4. Mikka Bouzu, every time. There is a specific pattern to Mikka Bouzu that every Japanese person recognizes. Day 1, pure fire. You buy the shoes, the outfit, the app. You tell everyone. Day 2, still committed. A little sore, but determined. Day 3, the alarm goes off. You look at the ceiling. You think about it. You turn over. And that's it. The monk has left the temple. The shoes go in the closet. The app sends notifications to no one. Every Japanese household has evidence of Mikka Bouzu. A guitar bought in a burst of inspiration, now leaning against a wall, unplayed for months. A calligraphy set used twice. A yoga mat, still rolled up from the second session. These objects are not failures. They are monuments to enthusiasm. Brief, beautiful enthusiasm. Japan doesn't shame these purchases. It gives them a name and a gentle smile. The beauty of Mikka Bouzu is how it's used. It's almost always said about yourself, with a laugh. Mata Mikka Bouzu dada yo. I was a 3-day monk again. Friends laugh. They nod. They say, me too. It's a shared confession that creates connection, not shame. Compare this to English, where quitting is a moral failure. In Japan, it's a punchline, and the whole room gets the joke because the whole room has lived it. Why did this word survive for 4 centuries? Because the original image is so perfect. Everyone can picture it. A young man, full of idealism, shaving his head, entering the monastery gates with dreams of enlightenment. And then, the cold, the hunger, the silence, the 5-hour meditation sessions. By day 3, the dream and the reality have met, and the dream has lost. The monastery gate opens. The monk walks out, still enlightened about one thing. This wasn't for him. Japanese loves to measure human behavior in days. Mikka Bouzu, 3-day monk, is just the beginning. There's also Muika no Ayame, Tuka no Kaiku, Iris on the 6th, Chrysanthemum on the 10th, meaning something that arrives too late to be useful. The language is full of these precise little timers for human nature. Japan doesn't just observe our habits, it counts them and names them with affection. There's something paradoxical here. Japan is known for discipline, the country of bullet trains that arrive on the second, of craftsmen who spend decades perfecting one skill, of students who study until midnight. And yet this same culture created a word that celebrates the exact opposite: quitting after 3 days. It's as if Japan built the word as a pressure valve, a permission slip to be imperfect in a culture that demands perfection. Mikka Bouzu is a cousin of tsundoku, the word for buying books and never reading them. Both describe the gap between intention and action. Both are said without shame, and both reveal something important about Japanese. The language has space for the things we fail at, not as insults, as acknowledgments, as if the language itself is saying, "We know. We all do this. Here's a word so you don't have to explain it every time." But here's what no one talks about. Those 3 days, they weren't wasted. You learned that running at 6 in the morning isn't your thing in 3 days. That's efficient. You learned that guitar requires more patience than you expected in 3 days. That's self-knowledge. Some people spend years doing something they hate before they admit it isn't working. The Mikka Bouzu figures it out in 72 hours. That's not quitting. That's rapid prototyping of your life. Think about it this way. A person who has been Mikka Bouzu 10 times has tried 10 different things. A person who's stuck with one thing has tried one. Who knows themselves better? The monk who stayed in the cold temple forever, or the one who left, tried a different temple, left again, tried painting, left again, tried cooking, and finally found the thing that made the 3 days turn into 3 years? And here's what Mikka Bouzu really celebrates, if you look closely: the courage to begin. Not the courage to finish. Any word can celebrate that. But the courage to start something you might fail at. To walk into the monastery knowing you might walk out. To buy the guitar knowing it might gather dust. To try, even if trying only lasts 72 hours. Starting is the hardest part. And the Mikka Bouzu started. That counts. 400 years ago, a young man walked into a temple, dreaming of enlightenment. 3 days later, he walked out. Japan didn't call him a failure. They gave him a word: warm, funny, forgiving. A word that says, you tried. It wasn't for you. And that's fine. 4 centuries later, that word is still alive. Because 4 centuries later, we are still joining gyms in January and quitting by Thursday. Some things about being human never change. Mikka Bouzu is not a warning, it's a mirror. And the reflection is so universal that 400 years couldn't change it. Japan looked at human nature, the enthusiasm, the struggle, the quiet surrender, and instead of judging it, named it with humor, with warmth, with the understanding that trying and stopping is still better than never trying at all. So the next time you quit something after 3 days, the diet, the app, the morning routine, don't say, "I failed." Say what Japan has been saying for 400 years, Mikka Bouzu. Then smile and go try something else. The temple will still be there tomorrow.